Hello and welcome back to another Parry This History video. Today we are continuing our Kings of England series with an exploration of one of the more famous Anglo-Saxon Kings of England, Edgar the Peaceful. This is the 7th video in this series and so is covering the 7th in the line of Wessex. So if you're interested and haven't yet seen the earlier videos, I will have a playlist linked in this video's description that I recommend checking out. But now, let's dive on in to this topic. In the annals of England's rich tapestry of monarchs, one name often resounds with an aura of tranquility amidst turbulent times. King Edgar the Peaceful. Ascending the throne of a divided realm, Edgar's tenure as the monarch was an epoch of unity, reforms, and pioneering precedents. While tales of conquests and battles often dominate the historical limelight, Edgar's reign offers a compelling study of statesmanship, diplomacy, and visionary governance. As this scholarly exploration delves into the life and times of this intriguing monarch, viewers are invited to journey back to the 10th century, when the foundations of modern-day England were being meticulously laid by a young and dynamic ruler, whose commitment to peace would carve his unique niche in the annals of history. Section 1. Early life and family of King Edgar. Born into a lineage of legendary Anglo-Saxon rulers, King Edgar's birth date, while not definitively recorded, is believed to be around the year 943. He was the illustrious son of King Edmund the Magnificent, a monarch remembered for his valor and expansive reign. The blood of kings coursed through Edgar's veins. His grandfather was none other than King Edward the Elder, and further back, the iconic King Alfred the Great, the very monarch who resisted Viking invasions and laid the groundwork for a unified English nation, was his great-grandfather. Such an illustrious lineage bore the weight of expectations, and Edgar's early life was shadowed by the monumental legacies of his forebears. Edgar was not the sole bearer of this regal heritage. His brother, King Eadwig, ascended to the throne before him, and, unfortunately, is often remembered as one of the least effective kings of the Anglo-Saxon period. Eadwig's turbulent reign was characterized by his youthful indiscretions and hasty decisions, which starkly contrasted the cohesive government of their predecessors. Before Edgar's assumption to the throne, he lived under the shadow of his brother's tumultuous reign, offering a vantage point from which he could observe the challenges and intricacies of leadership. This early period of Edgar's life, intertwined with family legacies and looming possibilities of rulership, would inevitably shape the young prince's perspectives, preparing him for the pivotal role he was destined to play in England's history. Section 2. The Ascendancy and Early Reign of King Edgar the Peaceful. In the divided realm of 10th century England, Edgar initially reigned over its northern part, while his brother, King Eadwig, presided over the southern territories. The fissures of this divided kingdom, a juxtaposition of brotherly power, presented Edgar with both challenges and opportunities. His realm bore witness to the dire consequences of Eadwig's inadequate governance, and his vantage gave Edgar unique insights into the elements of leadership that fostered stability. Edgar's early reign under Eadwig was, in many ways, a crucible of observation and learning, where the nuances of rule were ascertained through the challenges posed by a fragmented England. With the demise of Eadwig, a seminal moment awaited Edgar. He assumed the mantle of leadership for the entirety of England around the age of 16, showing remarkable mettle for such a young monarch. He did not merely inherit the kingdom, he actively sought its unification, erasing the divides of the past. Edgar's early years as the undisputed king were marked by corrective actions. He worked assiduously to mend the fissures left behind by his brother. A testament to this was the recall of Archbishop Dunstan from exile, whom he elevated to the position of Bishop of Worcester, Abbot of Glastonbury Abbey, and subsequently Bishop of London. This move was not merely a gesture of goodwill, but a strategic alliance with the Church, leveraging its influence to stabilize the realm. As Edgar solidified his rule, the Kingdom of England started to witness a revival. Edgar, understanding the importance of institutional robustness, embarked on establishing structures pivotal to royal governance. England, under his aegis, began to resemble a cohesive political entity, moving away from the potential disintegration that threatened it during King Eadred's time. Edgar's early reign was a period of rejuvenation, wherein the young king took definitive strides in ensuring that the realm would not revert to divided kingships. In this period, Edgar laid down the foundational precedents, drawing lessons from the past and plotting a trajectory for a unified and prosperous England. Section 3. The Pinnacle of King Edgar's reign and his enduring legacy. King Edgar's later reign was characterized by significant reforms and policies that reflected the monarch's vision of a cohesive, prosperous, and unified England. One of the major initiatives of his reign was the establishment and implementation of a singular, standardized coinage system. This move not only fostered trade within the kingdom, but also laid down a benchmark for financial integrity. unity. With a consistent currency in place, Edgar greatly reduced the risk of debasement and counterfeiting, consolidating economic power and ensuring the crown's influence on fiscal matters. On the religious front, King Edgar's reign continued to forge a strong alliance with the church. This was evidenced by his commitment to monastic reforms. These reforms, championed by figures like Archbishop Dunstan and Bishop Æthelwold of Winchester, led to the establishment of the Benedictine order in several monasteries across his land. This reinvigoration of the monastic tradition went beyond spiritual benefits. It bolstered education, art, and the preservation of historical records. Moreover, King Edgar actively promoted the establishment of new monasteries, fostering centers of learning and culture which served as the bedrock for medieval scholasticism. One cannot discuss the late reign of Edgar without highlighting his coronation in 973, a spectacle that set the stage for future British coronation. Held at Bath, the ceremony was orchestrated as the climax of his rule rather than its initiation. This grand event extended beyond mere pomp. It had deep political implications. The subsequent gathering at Chester was testament to this, where 6 kings of Britain, including luminaries like the King of Scots and the King of Strathclyde, pledged their allegiance to Edgar, affirming their role as his liegemen on both sea and land. Such a display of unity and allegiance was unparalleled, marking the zenith of King Edgar's influence and showcasing the magnitude of England's dominance over the British Isles. Section 4. The demise and everlasting legacy of King Edgar the Peaceful. King Edgar, having ascended to the zenith of his power and having firmly etched his mark in the annals of English history, met with his untimely demise on July 8, 975. Winchester, the historic capital of Wessex and a city of considerable significance during the Anglo-Saxon period, was the backdrop to his final moments. The circumstances of his death, like those of many medieval rulers, are shrouded in mystery, yet it is undeniable that he left behind a kingdom that had been transformed under his watchful eye. As the curtains fell on his reign, King Edgar left a rich legacy, not just through the political and economic reforms that he instituted, but also in the lineage he left behind. His heir, Edward, later known as Edward the Martyr, was testament to the dynastic continuity of the House of Wessex. But even beyond the bloodline, King Edgar's legacy was intertwined with the Church, a relationship that was both symbiotic and enduring. Under his patronage, religious establishments thrived and monastic reforms gained momentum. His contributions to the Church went beyond mere policy. They were emblematic of a deep-rooted faith. Glastonbury Abbey, a site of immense religious and historical significance, became his final resting place, a testament to the bond he shared with the spiritual institutions of his time. King Edgar's reign, while marked by its tranquility, was far from passive. He was a visionary who understood the nuances of governance and the importance of a unified nation. His decisions laid the foundation for a centralized monarchy, and his patronage ensured that the arts and the church would flourish. In the tapestry of English monarchs, Edgar the Peaceful stands out not for the wars he waged, but for the lasting peace and prosperity he ushered in, a legacy that would echo through the corridors of time. In retrospect, as one traverses the annals of King Edgar's reign, the epithet the Peaceful emerges as a fitting testament to his governance. The king not only unified a fragmented England, but also maintained its territorial integrity without significant external military confrontations. His reign was marked by internal reforms, monastic revivals, and the advancements that laid the foundations for a centralized monarchy. While his brother's reign was tainted by ineffectiveness, King Edgar pivoted the trajectory, ensuring stability and growth for England. Based on the evidence presented in this video, it is evident to me that King Edgar, by fostering an era of internal peace and prosperity, truly merited the moniker the Peaceful.